Hey, yo, you ready, Keys?
Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, Be Easy.
It's your boy V Keys. This is
The
the You
You
Played
Played
Though
Though
podcast.
podcast. Man, V Keys, man, we done had an exciting week of college football, man.
Man, where do I begin? We gonna begin, but
Yeah.
man, what a weekend! A historic weekend in college football, man.
An historic weekend in college football, and all I can say is whether you say it's a transfer portal, whether you say it's NIL, each team has an opportunity, man. It's any given Saturday out here in these streets, man.
It's any given Saturday, and man, hey, down goes Bama. Let's
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get
Get
right
straight
to it. Number
straight
one,
to it.
Bama.
Now, Keys, earlier in the season, you called Vanderbilt coming out the SEC.
Oh yeah, you gonna have to bring that clip back.
We
You
gonna
gonna
have to
bring that
keep.
one back.
We might have to keep bringing that clip back all year. The Commodores are 3-2. They
Yeah,
played a lot of teams close,
yeah.
and they finally took down the number one team in the country.
David finally slayed Goliath. This is what they first win versus the AP number one ranked team in 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Vanderbilt, man. This is like literally once in a lifetime
Yeah,
win for them. I think it's their first win against Bama in 40 years.
yeah,
I saw a stat that 4 games with Nick Saban as Bama coach, 4 games versus Vandy, they had 13 points total.
mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt scored 13 points total in 4 games when Nick Saban was coach.
Yeah.
How much they put up Saturday?
My God, 40. They put 40 up on Bama, and watching the game, they were in control. It seemed like the whole time. So Bama was the one coming back, trying to come back and win the game at the end. But man, when I tell you the city was so hyped, they let them take the field goal all the way through the city, threw
Took
it
it
in the
through
lake.
Broadway. Yeah, threw it in the river or whatever, man. Like, shout out to Vanderbilt. I forget who they play next week. We could take a look. But, I mean, they played Missouri close, and we see what happened to Missouri. They got the doors blown off of them by Texas A&M. But shout out there. And then we had another big one go down in the SEC.
Yep, Tennessee against the Razorbacks, man. Arkansas, they got that win.
Yeah, 19-14. So this vaunted Tennessee offense we've been hearing about all year. Quarterback only had Nico only had 156 yards, no touchdowns. No, I mean that's against Arkansas, and they was nobody's threat in,
Yeah.
in the SEC. So that's a terrible loss.
Yep.
Both
So
of them should have dropped further in the rankings, but we can talk about that in a
yeah,
second.
yeah, a lot of SEC love out here, but another game, man. This team was overranked. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. During the season, Missouri goes down against Texas A&M. They got blown away, man.
Yeah, 41-10. I mean it was never close. So Missouri, I think they dropped like number 25 or so. A&M shot up a little bit. In the rankings, they 15. No, excuse me. Missouri is 21. They were number 9.
Yeah.
So, but then USC, they dropped all the way out the rankings. They was number 11. They lost to Minnesota.
Yeah. A lot of unranked teams getting wins out here.
So we can talk about the bias. Like USC was number 11. They drop all the way out. Alabama and Tennessee, they lose to unranked teams. They're still in the top 8. Come on, man. There's got to be something done about that SEC bias, man.
Yeah. I think this one's old. I got up here, Keys. But anyway, let's talk about the Miami against Cal. Man, it was a late game, and this is another opportunity for Miami to come back in a game that they probably should have lost.
Yeah.
Miami's not looking great, man.
It's another game they should have lost. And Cal was up. What was it? 38 to. They was up 25. I forget the score in the third quarter. I actually fell asleep because this was a late game for us on the
Yeah.
East Coast. It didn't go off until almost 2 o'clock probably.
Yeah. I think
Fell asleep a little bit in the third quarter. Woke up. The boys had came all the way back. I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? So.
and
that-
shout out Mario, man. We were texting back and forth, and you said this ain't Ball State.
Yeah.
When I tell you this, man, I went to sleep and I woke up and they had won. I didn't believe it.
So this is back-to-back weeks. Miami has gotten favorable calls, very favorable. They had a targeting call that wasn't called. That could have changed the game. But their defense, giving up almost 40 back-to-back games, and you having to come from behind, that's not a good recipe,
Yep.
for further down the line in the ACC play. So we'll see how they'll fare.
Yeah, and
You know.
Cam Ward threw an interception at a bad time during that game, but they were able to come back and win. So hey, they're undefeated in the ACC, and right now it looks like we're on a collision course to play them here in Charlotte for the ACC championship. But we're not gonna speak too soon. There's a lot of season left to go.
Yeah.
But
And there's one more upset real quick. Michigan did get upset just briefly, and like we said it before, if your quarterback passing for 32 yards, you're not beating nobody.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there was a lot of upsets across the landscape
hmm
in college football, but you know who didn't get upset though?
yeah. You know who didn't get upset, man. Them Clemson Tigers, man. All right, Keys. So we had a great game down there in Tallahassee. Of course, they got a lot going on in Florida with the storms. They got another one coming through. So, prayers and everybody stay safe down there. But the Tigers made their way down to Tallahassee, man, and this was a little bit more of a game than what I was giving it. Our score predictions is way out of line, but
Yeah.
the Tigers ended up pulling it out 29-13.
So I got to watch the game a little later. Recorded it, watched it a little later. Initially, I was disappointed in the game. Came out hot, 17-0 first quarter. Fairly decent start again. But I was expecting Florida State's best. I was expecting them to throw the bag at us. And shout out to Brock. He
Brock,
played way better than DJ's played all year. It's not even close.
I
He just
think
had more moxie, more athleticism.
he solidified. He played hard, right?
Yeah.
I think he solidified his position, taking it over for the rest of the year. I think that Mike Norvell is in his best interest to do that. One thing that I will say, there's a lot of takeaways from this game, right?
Yeah.
One, Florida State's receivers can't catch.
Man,
I'm not mad at that, but they can't catch.
I mean, there were several plays they had. I don't know if we just had some busting coverage, but they had guys wide open dropping passes. I mean, at least 20-yard gains or plus, and they dropped them.
Yeah.
So that wasn't encouraging from the defensive side, even though they dropped the balls. But and then like you did mention, where was our pass rush at?
Yeah, it was lacking. I think TJ had one sack, and has he had a sack in the last 3 games? I'm not sure if he had a sack in the last 3 games, but like after the first quarter, we just kind of
Yeah.
dozed off, man. It was a field goal fest for us after that.
Yeah, I mean all the red zone possessions with no touchdowns that brought our average down for touchdowns in the red zone. But shout out, we do got a kicker.
We got a kicker, man.
We did get 2 blocks, so that was not encouraging to see from special teams. But speaking of special teams, we had a couple good punt returns. And like I said, we had a kicker who's making kicks.
Yeah, if we would have, if those kicks wouldn't have got blocked, I think he could have set a record.
Yeah, with the 7 field goals.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once the first quarter was over, and one of my keys was like, if we need to rush for 250 plus, and we right on the dot, we had 256 rushing.
It was kind of quiet for me, man.
Excuse me, 265 rushing.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet for me as far as the rushing yards go. Now Maffa, he did get the 154, and Cade continues to utilize that double threat capability. I think he had 60-something rushing on 11 carries. But,
Yeah.
Making some good decisions. There were still some miscues with, I think, Westco. Antonio continues to kind of show his talent, and he's kind of making the case to be like number one with Tyler Brown out.
Yeah, and we still not sure of his status, but shout out to T.J. Moore who had a touchdown back in his home state. Like I said, we got a chance to talk to his pops.
Yeah.
For the homecoming game, so that was a good special moment for him to get a touchdown in Florida. Other than that, man, yeah, Antonio solidified, his number 1 spot, number 1 receiver spot with a big play, big explosive play.
And one person that we need to give a little bit more love to, and I know you do it on most pods, Keys, but Avion Terrell, man.
Yeah, the boy is a dog out here.
In the
He's a
past
dog.
3 games, he has had a turnover in the past 3 games. He had a in the last game he had an interception. Game before that, he had
The
a
strip
forced
fumble.
fumble.
Yep.
Man, he's such an asset in that secondary, man. So
Yeah, I mean
he is as advertised and better. So
he looking like his brother out there. You know what I mean? Looking
Yeah.
like AJ. So shout out to the defense. I seen Jaheim Lawson get a nice tackle for loss. There were some good things to point out, but there was still plenty of things to work on, like the special teams. Like I said, the pass rush. We got to create a better pass rush. Peter
Yeah.
Woods only played about 20 snaps.
Yeah.
He's still not back to 100% yet.
Shaq's little brother, man, he's getting some burn and playing pretty well, man.
Yeah, I didn't hear Sammy Brown's name called too much. Barrett Carter made a couple plays. Ashton Hampton, excuse me, true freshman corner. He got some good time. So, but this shows we can win.
And
We can win in different ways if we win it in the field goal fest.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, 29 points is we've been averaging over 40 for the last 3 weeks.
yeah. And it's good. It's good. We do wanna make sure that we play well enough so the AP poll doesn't, disregard the wins, right? But one thing that we got to keep in mind, two keys is this is Florida State. Coach Sweeney just became the highest, or the most winningest coach in ACC history with 174, passing Bobby Bowden. So there could have been a little bit of gas let off of that, right? Because they're in Tallahassee and just from the respect factor, but not
Yeah.
sure if that played a part in it.
So shout out to Dabo, man. And we give him flack too. When you deserve the flack, you're gonna get the flack. But when you deserve the praise, you get the praise. So congratulations on 174 ACC wins, passing the legend, Bobby Bowden. Yeah. So and again, like I said, a mark of a great team is, you're not beating everybody by 50 points every week. Sometimes it's going to be a muddy game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be you got to kick some field goals. And we still want a turnover margin.
Yeah.
Again, so.
And it is a rivalry team.
Yeah.
We just heard Kirby Smart talk about the Vanderbilt Alabama game and said, "Hey, this is the ACC. It's hard every week, right?" The ACC is the same way, right? It's still college football. Did I say ACC?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
He said,
Say
okay,
what?
he said, this is the SEC. This is the SEC. It's hard every week, right? But ACC is no different, man. Everybody is going to give Clemson their best.
And you know what, man? And it used to be a time like in college football when it's a day of upsets, it feel like everybody lose. So for
Yeah.
us to get that win, because I remember 2016 season, we lost to Pitt at home by the last second field goal. It seemed like it was heartbreaking because, of course, in the playoff era, one loss,
It's over with.
it could have been over
Yeah,
with. But,
yeah.
we survived that loss, went on to win the ACC, and, and the rest is history,
It's going to be interesting when they start talking about the strength of schedule and how many losses can you get and still be in the playoffs. But we'll see how that goes. But we got some good games coming up this weekend as well. So we want to talk about those, and then we're going to talk about our matchup down there in Winston-Salem. So, Keys, I don't know how much you give it, man. Alabama just came off a loss to Vanderbilt. South Carolina just came off a loss against Ole Miss. I
And they wasn't
mean,
looking good. So, no.
yeah.
There's no chance. Alabama's favored by 21. So the way South Carolina looked against Ole Miss, Bama they'll be stomping at the bit or chomping at the bit, to get to the Gamecock. So I'm gonna take them points. I'm taking the points, and
Yeah. I agree with you, man. Ole Miss, they got the win that they needed after taking that loss to Kentucky, and now they're playing LSU. So, how do you feel about that? They are a 2.5-point favorite. I don't know if I believe in LSU. I don't like Brian. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I don't believe in Brian Kelly as
say
a
it with your chest.
coach. So, I'm taking Ole Miss in that game. But how do you feel?
That's a tough one. LSU hasn't really impressed me too much this year. I mean, neither has Ole Miss really. So it's kind of a pick 'em. So I actually might favor LSU slightly at home.
Okay.
So stay at home. So,
Okay.
and it's a night game. So
Yeah. All right, man. We got the Red River rivalry, man.
Say it 3 times in a row.
Red River Rivalry, Red River Rivalry.
You played though podcast. We can't talk, but we can
Yeah.
talk football.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma, man.
Yeah.
This used to be a big thing back in the day. I mean, it still is, but when we had the Ricky Williams, the Roy Williamses, and
Yeah.
the legends of Texas and Oklahoma, man. Who you got though? What you thinking?
And as much as I love our old ball coach, Brent Venables. I don't think they have a smoker's chance in this one, man.
That's kind of bold.
I'm gonna be
Smoker's
honest.
chance. Okay.
Texas is back at number 1. I think they're gonna make a statement.
Is Quinn coming back? Did we get the confirmation? Is Quinn Ewers playing this game?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to fact check with that one, but that's a good point.
But
Good
so
point.
I do like Oklahoma's backup quarterback. Talked about that early in the season. The loss to Tennessee. He came in there, showed some good things. I think his name Hawkins. He has some athleticism. He has some excitement to him. This could be another upset. This could be.
Yeah.
So be on the upset alert. I'm take Texas, but I'm not surprised if Oklahoma can squeak out and win. They're Texas favorite by 14. So we'll see what Brent V can cook up.
Yeah. It is rivalry game at the end of the day.
Yep.
All right, man. So we got game day, man. Oregon and Ohio State. Ohio State's number 2. Oregon's number 3. This is gonna be either it's a pick 'em, right?
Yeah. I mean, Oregon's number 3 allegedly, but have we? I mean, they've kind of been just kind of going through the season. I haven't seen anything impressive from them. Ohio State, they have a stud, Jeremiah Smith. So I'm taking the Buckeyes on that one. Game day is going to be their night game in Oregon. I'm still going with the Buckeyes for this one though.
Yeah, they are favored. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, they are favored. So, we'll see. It's probably gonna be another high scoring game. So this last matchup that we want to talk about, man, Colorado, they're playing Kansas State, a ranked team. They're 4-1. They've been playing very well. They just came off a win, UCF. They had a bye week, so they rested up. But Kansas State is favored.
Yeah. Well, Colorado is at home, so if they're 4-1 as well, 2-0 in the Big 12. So if they get this win, they got to be ranked at 5-1. Kansas State is 4-1. They're number 18. So if Colorado can pull up this upset, which I think they might be able to, they kind of been rolling offensively. Maybe they can put just enough together on defense, to make it interesting. So Kansas State favored by 4.5. So I'm gonna lay the points, man. I might go with prime time with the boys again on this one, man.
Yeah.
I might have to take them at home.
Yeah, they got some defensive issues, but from an offensive standpoint, they have shown their ability to get into the end zone, and they still have Travis Hunter at the end of the day.
Best player in college football.
All right, Key, so we're going to get into the score prediction, but first off, let's talk about this top 10. This top 10 AP poll, and let me know if you got any issues with it. So we got number 1, Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Georgia, Miami, Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Clemson.
Penn State, I get it. Somebody's got to be up there, but nobody's ever believed in Penn State the last several years. I'm not a believer in Oregon or Penn State. Alabama, Tennessee should not be in the top 10. But like I said, looking outside the top 10, where can you put them? But you lose to unranked teams, you need to drop more than just a couple spots, more than 5, 6 spots. That's a bad loss.
Yeah.
To Vanderbilt and Arkansas, respectively. Ole Miss at 9. I don't got too much of a problem with it. I mean, they lost to Kentucky. But Kentucky has proven to be, somewhat, they're okay, know.
Yeah.
And then, them Tigers creeped in at number 10 right now. So we're moving on up. We're playing good ball right now, both sides of the football. Miami at 6. Like I said, they've had 2 come from behind wins the last 2 games. That's not a recipe for
Continued success.
a championship team, in my opinion. Like, why you keep coming from behind? Like, where's the defense at? Luckily you do. Cam Ward is probably the leading Heisman candidate or one of right now. So the offense is humming, but we've seen they've been stifled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've had to make these miraculous comebacks. It's not going to happen every game.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's one of the things that scares me about Miami is that they have the talent there. It's the decision making at the end of the game where it could go either way. So they play a team like Clemson, and we play a team like Miami. We said it before. We can't make certain mistakes. They can't make certain mistakes against Clemson. So what I want to do, let's go ahead and talk about this game that we have in Winston-Salem, man. We're playing them Demon Deacons.
Demon Deacons.
Yep. We've had success with them against them in the past. They have made our secondary look like high school a few games.
Yeah, the
So,
2022 game.
Yeah.
That was the worst secondary performance I might have ever seen from Clemson. That game, terrible. But what you thinking though? How you feeling?
So we're a 20-point. So they're a 20-point dog in this game, and I will say this: we just played Florida State, and I think we were a 2-touchdown favorite in that one.
Yeah, 13.5, 14 cover.
Yeah. So we were right there. So honestly, what I'm gonna say is I don't know if Peter Woods. I know that we're bringing him back slowly. I didn't see a whole lot of pass rush, like we just said. We had 1 sack. I'm going to say that we covered the spread. We beat them by 21. I'm gonna say it's going to end up being 7. It's going to end up being 7-28 Tigers.
28-7.
28-7 Tigers.
Okay, that's low. That's too low for my liking. We just had a field goal fest. We're gonna coach that up. We're gonna get in that red zone and put them things in the end zone this time. So, I'm going higher. I'm going 45.
Ooh.
45-20 Tigers.
45-20.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we need to see that defense show up, man. 20 points, giving up 20 points to the Demon Deacons. They're 2-3, 1-1 in the ACC. I don't know. We're gonna see Tigers, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want y'all to give up 20, but if we kind of run away from it, let the other cats play, let the third string, backups and all that play, it could be some points taken. But if it can be another fast start by halftime, like at least 28-3 or something at half, we don't have to. And that's another thing about the Florida State game that we were fortunate enough to we're not gonna show our hand too much. The game was never in doubt. We can run, so. We can kind of get vanilla with some play calling, but I do expect 40 on the board this game.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, Keys. Well, man, another exciting week of college football. Can't wait for this week. Man, we're going to make it down there to Winston-Salem, man, and rep for the
Let's go.
team.
Let's get it, man. Tiger Town, you played those coming on the road, man. We coming to Winston-Salem this Saturday at 12 noon, so Clemson fans or Wake Forest fans or whoever.
Yep.
Drop a link in the comments. Well, no, not a link. We got the link in the comments.
Yeah.
Drop a comment on us and tell us if you ever been to Wake Forest, if you're there now, if you're a Clemson, any fan, anything, let us know where y'all be at. Wake Forest, we'll be there. Follow us. Uplayedtho. It's on the bottom of the screen. Uplayedtho, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
All the socials is right here down below. We're gonna put our personal Instagram and TikTok out there if y'all want to catch up with us. And man, we're gonna catch y'all in Wake Forest.
We out.
We out.